Thanks for joining us for our 5 on 5 interview segment. We're so pleased to have Mayor Gary Wheeler, Mayor of Medford, here with us this New Year's Day. Thank you so much for joining us.
Glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I think this is an auspicious start to 2014.
Absolutely. Very cool. So 2013, sum it up. How did it go for the city of Medford in your opinion?
Sure. Overall, I think really well, but you're asking probably the wrong person because I'm sort of the cheerleader here, I think. But we did well this year, as a matter of fact. I mean, as you can tell, there's a lot of things going on in the city, park construction, new buildings being constructed, lots of things just that are happening. And I think overall it's been a good year for us.
Yeah, and to talk about some of those key construction projects, we actually have one kind of in our backyard here.
Yes, you do.
That seemed to have just shot up overnight. It's Fur and 8th Street.
Right.
Remind us again what's going to be in their businesses?
Sure,
offices?
Yeah, actually 3 local corporations, Rogue Disposal, Pacific Retirement Services, and ProCare Systems, which is a software company. So all 3 partnered on this building, so they'll each take a little section of floor, so to speak, and be there. And so they'll bring initially probably between 200, 300 people into the downtown area on regular employment. They built around the parking structure that was there, which was always the plan to do. And there'll be some retail in the bottom, hopefully maybe some service kinds of facilities, some amenities for people that work there. So, go to a cleaner, go to a coffee shop, something that's available that way. And then there'll be parking underground, and they'll take over most of the parking there for their employees. So it's a good use.
And this has been in the works for a long time.
Yeah, for
2000s. I mean, you kind of the concept I believe came right before the recession, and a lot of cities were hard hit. How does it feel to finally be kind of coming to the light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah. Well, I was on Urban Renewal as a member of Urban Renewal before I became mayor, and I was there when we started planning it, and and we took all the hits that happened with the economy and everything else, and so it's frustrating and disappointing and all the things you sort of go through when it happens. So it feels really extra good having been there during that time period and now to get this thing really going, and it's quick. I mean, it's fast.
It went up fast.
Yeah,
it's going to be exciting to see those tenants finally move in and see that kind of rejuvenation to the area. We're going to take a short break, Mayor. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our 5 on 5 interview segment. Mayor Gary Wheeler of Medford joining us today to talk a little bit about what's to come in Medford in 2014. Can you just rattle off a laundry list now?
Sure. Well, things that you don't ever predict. I never predicted anything about like the casino issue that we're having, other things like that. I hadn't even entered my mind that we would be even having that kind of discussion. So, but 2014 should be good because there's a lot of activities going on. We're going to see the build out of and sort of the final build out on the U.S. Cellular Community Park, extra fields, which will put us into competitively nationally for tournaments, which is going to be really good. It'll be good for the restaurants and hotels and the businesses around here because we can pack them in. And so we're looking at that as being a real economic driver for that time.
That's a huge boost, and having families coming into town and really seeing what Medford has to offer. I know that it's been a boom of a time to buy in Medford, and what would you say about the way that the city is growing and changing with you said the new construction, and now we've got these new ballparks.
Right. Well, and we're seeing, if you look at the other side, the statistics in our planning department, there's more applications coming through for different projects, including even an uptick in single-family housing, which has always been sort of it's been hit hardest probably of all the areas in construction. So we're seeing that coming back up. It's slow. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with a slow recovery. It means it's going to stay strong maybe and move along rather than that bubble that we had. So I think overall we're going to see some good growth in that. So planning department's busier, everybody's a little busier, and so we're seeing that kind of thing tick up. So.
And lastly, are you hearing from small businesses in downtown? How are they feeling about the sort of uptick in the economy and as they watch these buildings go up and whatnot? I'm sure they're pleased.
I think so. It will bring people into the downtown area. What we want to do is make sure that they stop and after work maybe, and stay, maybe shop during their lunch hour, do other things like that. So we want to keep a vitality in the downtown area even after 5 o'clock when everybody goes home. Well, except for you who stays up very
late. Yeah, it's my job.
That's it.
I love it.
But nonetheless, we'd like people to be around, to hang around, and we've got some good restaurants in downtown. We've got other activities now that we just simply didn't have, and we'll eventually, I think, attract more shops and other things. So we want to get a good retail core going again.
It's a very exciting time. Mayor Wheeler, thank you for joining us
Natalie.
on this first day of 2014. Happy New Year's to you.
Happy New Year to you, too. Thank you very much.
We'll be right back.